Hi guys! So today was one of those days when you leave the house at 8:30 in the morning and you think I'll be home before lunch, and well, I walked in the house at 5:30 tonight, so doing this a little bit late, and we're doing a very quick dinner. We're going to be doing Sunny's version of a very quick beef stroganoff. So, and it's something you can do, you've got all the ingredients on your shelf, so this is really cool. Whoops. So, but come over here first. I want to show you before we get going. This is yesterday's, and let me get you a knife. This is what the bread looks like, all frosted and everything. Look at that beautiful brown color because it's all full of cinnamon and everything. The bread is frosted. And this is how wonderful. It's a dessert bread. See how I gave one of them away to my really super good friend Susan Bedard today. So, you want to taste a little bit of it, hun bun? I'll take a little taste too. Well, look at that piece. You can see the zucchini in it. You can see how wonderful it is, and the frosting's on every. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the whole frosting is good because when I frosted them last night before I wrapped them up, I let it drizzle down the side, down the back, the whole 9 yards. So maybe that's right, so that you can make it a full dessert one, and every time you cut it, it's gonna frost around the edges. So today's one of those days, like I said, I went running like crazy all over the place. So here's our recipe. Here's how we're starting. It's going to be beef stroganoff. It's like 6 ingredients, really quick and easy. And I started out with, I went to the grocery store, which I don't get a chance to do very often. I had to pick up a prescription for someone, so I grabbed fresh mushrooms, which I was like, I knew what I was going to do the minute I grabbed them. So I've already, I was down to 6 onions, and in our house, we might as well say that we're out. So I picked up 12 more because we'll go through them. And I am sauteing them down because I want them to be sweet in coconut oil instead of olive oil, because I don't want this to be greasy when it's done. And I like the sweetness of the coconut oil. It really keeps those onions sweet, and since mushrooms take in flavors of things around them, they'll take in the sweetness as well. So these are just about all set and all ready. So the last thing I'm going to do is, there I am. There's my garlic. You know how I do that. Swirl it around a little. Let it set for just a minute on here. Doesn't it look beautiful? Yummy, yummy, yummy. So, of course, running late, I hadn't had the opportunity to take my hamburger out of the freezer, so here it is. I defrosted it, and now I'm just going to stick it in here. I just have a pound. I put my finger in the middle of it. That's what that funny spot is. I just did a pound of our hamburger there that we got from Bob Cavazzi's from on Bob's Meat Market. There you go, in St. Albans. I had to stop and think for a minute. And to help break that up, I always use my masher, my potato masher. See how it breaks it up perfectly? You're not going to have all those big pieces of hamburger. It's going to be evenly distributed, evenly broken up. There you go. Whew, this is already smelling good. And the coconut oil, I'm thinking you're supposed to, drain it of any, if you buy hamburger in the store, it's like 75% or 80% or something, and you always end up with fat. This never has fat. We always have to add something to it so that it does have a little bit of fat in it. So, using the coconut oil, when I cook hamburger, I usually use my bacon grease. So, I don't want to do that today because it would leave a little greasy residue. And this is going to be a mushroomy, milky kind of base. So you don't want that to be greasy at all. So that's why I chose to use the coconut oil, so it'll keep those onions sweet as well as I didn't want a greasy residue. So that's my two reasons. We're gonna let that cook down for a minute, and while that is starting to cook down, over here we've already boiled up noodles. Here is our just regular, these aren't wide noodles, I ended up just doing the regular ones. And so that's what we're gonna serve it over. I haven't got my vegetable done yet, but this is such a quick and easy meal. You can see how fast we're going. while that's cooking down, I wanted to show you about my day. I'm so excited. I got my hair done. Got Susan Bedard, yay! And I got myself a couple of here we go. I got myself a couple of treats. I can't wait to use them. This one is biscuit cutters. And Pioneer Woman, we all know she's my favorite, right? So Pioneer Woman love. So I can't wait to use these, like cutting cookies or biscuits or whatever, for us to use live. So I'm very excited about this. I got myself a couple of pot holders to go, and I love this whole idea because they have a good grip on them. And I treated myself to this. Yay, I'm so excited, right? 2 rectangular baker set. So I really don't usually do a lot of cooking for myself, but I mean a lot of buying for myself, but to me that's buying for myself. Like those things I just bought is like somebody else buying a dress or makeup or jewelry or something. That's what that is to me. That's how much I love to be here in the kitchen. So this is just about halfway cooked. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper on it so it'll cook through the meat. There you go. This is such a quick, I mean, we all know formal beef stroganoff. I mean, we can start that from the real beef stroganoff from scratch as well, the big fancy one, but this is a really, she calls it beef stroganoff, and it's really cool, and it's very quick, and it's very economical. And this is my daughter Sunny. This is Sunny's recipe. So this is really neat because I'm using one of her recipes here. You can see it's almost all the way cooked. And as soon as it is, we're just on to the last part of it. We're going to add cream of mushroom soup and some sour cream, salt and pepper to taste, and more if you need it. And she adds a few tablespoons of ketchup to taste. I'm not sure why, because I've never really added the ketchup, but she likes that flavor in there. So maybe I'll add a little bit just to see what it's like. I've never done it yet. Yeah? You don't have to for you? Okay. Tim's not a ketchup person. He's the only person I know that when you go to a restaurant and you buy French fries, he eats it with mustard. His French fries are always eaten with mustard. I love it with honey mustard, or I love it with ranch dressing. I'm not a big ketchup person either at the table, but he definitely is. Now my cousin Perry puts ketchup on his eggs. Perry Parody puts ketchup on his eggs. He puts ketchup on his mashed potatoes. He loves his ketchup. And so if I was eating a meal with Perry, I'd completely do it differently because I know that man loves his ketchup.
Yeah, but Perry ain't right in the head.
Perry's not right in the head. Did you just say that so it's going to be on our video forever? Oh my God, Perry, I did not have anything to do with that. I want you to know that was all him. Oh my God, wait till Terry watches this video. Oh dear Lord.
She won't tattle on me.
She won't tattle on you because she loves you so much. So this is all set. See how quick and easy that was? So I'm going to go over, I'm going to get the grease out of it. I don't put my grease down the drain. It's going in a container here. As you can see, I got a container underneath it to catch it. I do not put your grease down the drain. It will clog it. So there you go. And that's probably more or less was the coconut, because I used a lot of coconut oil when I was cooking. You can see it's down underneath there. Just gonna let it drip out a little bit more. And we're only like a minute away from being done this. So it's one of those, you come home late and you're running like crazy. This is one of those meals. Have I done the I think I did this, that we call it Spanish rice or whatever, where the rice and the hamburger and that kind of thing. And when you're on the run, I think we, yeah, I think we have, because that's another really quick and easy to go one. So here we are, and now I'm just gonna turn that down so we're not hollering above it, and turn this down because we don't need it to be high by any means. We're going to go with 1 cup of sour cream. This is a really good recipe. I love the taste of this. And it was my daughter's. She brought it to me. So, I mean, like, this is when she gave me. I love that my daughters are giving me recipes. When my kids left home, as well as my niece Megan Carpenter, Megan Boomhauer, when they left home, I made each one of them an identical identical cookbook with all of my best recipes so that they could be, you know, cooking for their own, because they went to college and went to their own apartments and did this and that. And so they have my cookbooks, but I really love that we're now of the age. The next ingredient is a very large can, which is 26 ounces of cream of mushroom soup. And there you go. So we're just gonna stir it together until it's the right consistency, because it's really all cooked. And we're just gonna pour it over noodles. Now you can pour it over anything you want. I mean, whatever your favorite pasta is, you could pour it over very thin spaghetti or thick spaghetti, or just for me it happens, I always think of beef stroganoff going over noodles, so that's why I pour it over noodles. But if that you don't have any on hand, remember, we're trying to cut down how many times we go to the store and use what we have on hand, or we want to have our shopping list kind of when we do go to the store. Like I went today for the first time in actually a very long time, and so yeah, I got things that I had kind of knew that was like, I got some mushrooms, which wasn't, I haven't had fresh ones in a long time. I've been using canned. I got some onions, and for us that's a big deal because we go through them like crazy. Now at this point, Sonny would have put a few tablespoons of ketchup in it because she likes that taste. I'm not going to, but if you are a person that likes that extra sweetness or whatever, go right ahead. For me, I'm all done with this right now. If anything, if you don't like it this thick, you can add heavy cream to it. I would definitely would be heavy cream, or you can add more sour cream. But the sour cream, the sour cream has a flat taste to it. You know, it doesn't have like a sweetness. If you wanted just to get it to be a little bit runnier, I would add like heavy cream or heavy whipping cream or something like that. Even half and half if you like. Not straight milk because it'll make it too runny. But you could play with your consistency here. I like it thick like this, so I'm going to pour it right over my noodles just like that. But that's how easy it is. That's like a very economical, easy, quick recipe. Like when you can. I left the house at 8:30 this morning, and I expected to be back to have lunch with my husband at noon. And guess what?
I had to eat by myself.
He had to eat by himself. But let's not feel too sorry for him, everybody. You know that I had this place filled with stuff. You know that he didn't have to cook anything. He just warmed something up. And he didn't even notice, like he didn't realize the bread was ready. He could have had a piece of that, and I've got all these cooked, wonderful baked things around, but he didn't touch any of them. But anyways, this is a great thing. I walked in the door at 5:30, and what, 15 minutes, maybe 20, I've got dinner all set. And that included the cutting up of the mushrooms and the onions before I started taping with you. So yeah, there you go. Real easy. Have fun with that. Bye.